thanks to Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld. Catch their new series, Marvel Studios Hawkeye. Stream the first 2 episodes Wednesday only on Disney+. 68-degree night here in Tampa, Florida. What a great atmosphere for Buccaneers football. And they have enjoyed their season here. The home-road splits are something. And Brady and the Bucs have been perfect here at home. So Daniel Jones, over his career, has actually played much better on the road. The Giants won the toss and have deferred. Giants had their bye last week. Their last action defeated the Raiders 23-16 at home. The Buccaneers come off a 29-19 road loss at the Washington football team. Their second consecutive loss. Mention those 29 days without a win. That's a loss, a road loss, a bye, and another road loss. Graham Gano put it in the air. It's a short kick. And the Bucs will start out at the 25-yard line with a lifetime supply of records. Tom Brady's legend is boundless. His 22nd season at age 44. Many believe he finally started playing his age. Fear not. Brady's still got the golden ticket, leading the NFL in both pass yards per game and pass touchdowns this season.
Earliest cartoon of the year.
Yes.
That one.
Craving an everlasting gobstopper right about now. Gronk is in there on 1st down and 10. Brady to throw. It's O.J. Howard, the other tight end. Get in tonight's Star Watch, Brian.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of these stars for the Buccaneers offensively. Not more needs to be said about Rob Gronkowski. Can't wait to see him back and how he influences this team, both in the run game and the pass game. Mike Evans and James Bradbury, that matchup, they know each other well in Bradbury's time with the Carolina Panthers. Will be a physical matchup, and Leonard Williams has to control the defensive line up front. He has to get pressure on Tom Brady in the pocket without them having to bring secondary pressure.
Brady, quick toss. This time it's Chris Godwin, leading receiver for the Buccaneers. Speaking of the receivers, Antonio Brown was miss his 4th consecutive game tonight. He's dealing with an ankle injury and dealing with a bunch of other things. Tampa Bay has been so good with him in the lineup, 5-0. They've been 1-3 without him in the lineup. And Bruce Arians told us this is strictly an ankle issue. He has been running. He's been catching footballs as well. 2nd down and 2. Here's Godwin, has the 1st down. They're just across midfield, pick up a 6 down to Lisa Salters with more.
Yes, Steve, as you know, Antonio Brown accused by a former chef of his of obtaining fake vaccination cards. I spoke to Antonio Brown's attorney, Sean Burson, this afternoon. He told me their position hasn't really changed since this story was first reported on Thursday, that Antonio Brown is vaccinated and that Brown has in the past and is still encouraging others to get vaccinated as well. Burson told me that Brown got vaccinated over the summer, that he was accompanied by one of his personal trainers when he went to get his vaccination. He said his client turned in his vaccination card to the Buccaneers like he was supposed to do, and that's all they're really going to say about the situation. Steve?
All right, Lisa, a story worth monitoring. Certainly the Buccaneers are hoping to get Brown back in their lineup come next week. That's Mike Evans, the ball carrier, 2nd end around to a wide receiver. That's good for 10 for the Bucs on the move. Some Giants pressure. And Brady able to complete to Cameron Brate. Another 1st down, methodically moving down the field. Brady and the Bucs.
And you see this too high structure we've talked about over and over again that Patrick Graham, the defensive coordinator of the New York Giants, is employing right here to protect the deep part of the field, and Tom's going to work. You see right there, he completed it to Cameron Brate down the middle of the field, which is exactly where you need to attack when the middle of the field is open with 2 high safeties.
6th play run by Tampa. 6 different players getting the football. That's Fournette's first touch.
I like this approach from Byron Leftwich. They've come out, you mentioned 2 reverses. They've thrown the ball in the flat, getting the ball in the perimeter, running the ball with Fournette to the outside in the stretch game. Really nice approach, changing tempos on top of all of that from Byron Leftwich.
2nd and 3 now. Quick throw, back-to-back to Fournette. Should have enough for the first. James Bradbury made the stop.
We talked with Tom Brady this week, and he mentioned in our phone call the word patience probably 3 or 4 times. And he knows that the way that the Giants are going to play defensively is going to take away the big shots down the field, and they got to be methodical and efficient. And this drive has certainly been that.
Patrick Graham mentioned it too. The patience of Brady can wear defenses out. Brady to throw. For Godwin, breaks a tackle, and he'll stroll into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Wow, was that easy for Tampa Bay?
You're going to see it right here. You're going to see Chris Godwin right here. You're just going to run a wide receiver screen to him, and tackling is going to be a premium in this game. You're going to have to tackle. And if you're Julian Love, you have to take a better angle to the contact point there. You can't overrun it. You have to play it inside out because it's just one-on-one in space. And Chris Godwin's one of the best runners after the catch in the NFL. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Got the snapper, Zach Trinner, back off IR after injuring his finger in the opener. Snap is good, place is good, Ryan Suckup is good as well. 8 plays, 75 yards, right down the field. Never even had a 3rd down on that drive. It's touchdown club, so how many touchdowns is? I mean, how many other quarterbacks are we talking about? You would need 2 John Elway careers, an Eli and a Phil Simms career combined. How about Joe Montana plus Warren Moon? You still don't get to 600, and Brady's at 609 and counting.
Is it a club when you're the only guy in it?
Yeah, it's an exclusive club.
Very, yeah. Might be a lonely club for a while.
Long time. Pharaoh Cooper will let it go. The Giants will start from the 25, and I mean, how excited is Big Blue to get their star running back without Saquon Barkley since 2018. Well, you see the production or lack thereof, and then you get him in the lineup, you get him the ball, and you get him out in space, and you see the difference he makes. Again, the durability aspect has been rough on Barkley, but they look to start that spark with the offense and help out Daniel Jones in this New York squad tonight. That's Barkley, who motions into the backfield. And the first carry is Barkley. Straight ahead. Get some of the stars, Lewis.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you what, the Stars need to make some plays tonight for the New York Giants, starting with Kenny Golladay, a big free agent acquisition, Andrew Thomas, the stud left tackle, who's going to be matched up against Shaq Barrett a lot tonight. And who's next? That's Shaq Barrett, number 58, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Sean Murphy-Bunting, one of their best cover corners, a guy who can play inside and outside. Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator, was happy to see him back on the field and playing tonight.
Well, watch for Barkley's out of the game now on 2nd and 8. Daniel Jones comes up throwing. Hits Darius Slayton for the first down for New York.
And right off the bat, we're seeing some up-tempo offense from the Giants. It'll be interesting to see how they decide to play this game from a personnel standpoint. You would think that they would want to get as many defensive backs of the Bucs on the field at the same time since they're so thin. But right off the bat, we see some 2 tight end personnel from Jason Garrett in this first drive.
Barkley's back in there. Bring Matt Parrott in. Extra blocker as well. Fake it to Saquon. Jones comes out firing. Good for another first down. It's Kenny Golladay. Pickup of 11. And that's the big deal, getting Golladay, Tony, and Barkley all on the field at the same time.
Look, this is the size advantage that Kenny Golladay has against most corners. He has a huge, giant catch radius. He can make those contested catches because of the amount of surface area that he presents to Daniel Jones. He needs to make catches like that all night.
Look at that backfield. Brightwell's in there. Penny's in there. Myrick's in there. And Barkley has the football. And he's out beyond midfield, pickup of 8.
Well, that personnel grouping certainly confused Devin White. Watch Devin White here. He's going to go back like it's play action. With a heavy set like that, they're going to go back, and then the center is able to get up there, Billy Price. So something that the Bucs defensively hadn't seen, hadn't planned for, and had them confused a little bit.
Got 2 tight ends in now with Rudolph and Ingram. Second and short. Thinking again to Barkley. Set up the screen. It's tipped up into the air. Rudolph able to get to it, but a flag was down. And we'll check the marker. Craig Ralsted, our free.
Defense number 90 lined up in the neutral zone as a 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
And that is the former Giant, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on with Jason Pierre-Paul. You know, he's playing with that torn rotator cuff, which is extremely painful. It's hard to describe how much pain he is playing with each and every time he goes out. But it's on his right shoulder. He typically plays on the left side of the defense. But look, you see he's on the right side now. They're trying to free up that good arm to be able to rush against the left tackle.
Fresh set of downs. Jones can't run. He's got great mobility. And he's just throwing that one away. Shaq Barrett had the pressure for the Buccaneers.
What you like are the different looks that offensive coordinator Jason Garrett has already given Todd Bowles' defense. Changing the launch points, running a screen, some unconventional personnel groupings, confused Devin White. Gets the ball to one of his playmakers in Kenny Golladay. Nice start for the Giants offense.
Jones will keep it. Pickup of 5. Jamel Dean made the stop, and Jason Garrett told us we got to put Jones in harm's way. He's got to play a role in the running game tonight.
I don't know if he said it exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
You have to put Daniel Jones in harm's way. He has to be effective running the football tonight, especially, in my opinion, in the red zone. They've got to even the numbers out in the run game to have success against the Bucs defense.
3rd and 4. First third down of the game.
Really soft at the top of the screen. Got a first down right away.
Jones looking left the whole way and completing for Ingram.
Just too much space out there on third and short like that. I mean, you got to come up and you got to look at all this space off and off. I mean, this is easy, or you run a hitch like that. Either one of them is an easy first down. That's giving a first down to Daniel Jones.
Well, and Todd Bowles told us that in the drive that consumed half of the fourth quarter against the Washington football team, he said they didn't challenge enough on third down. In some of the third and short to medium situations, they needed to have better situational awareness. There's an example of it right there.
Now they go to a jumbo 3 tight end set.
Yep. Myrick's back in there, just elevated today. The offensive lineman serving as an extra block as well. Barkley runs right into Jamel Dean. No gain. Buccaneers have used 10 different starting defensive backs this season. That's the most in the NFL. They've used 7 different cornerbacks. That's the most in the NFL. And they've had 36 penalties this season on the Buccaneers defense. The most of any team in the NFL. All issues. 9th play of this New York drive upcoming. Jones will slide the pocket and complete. Kadarius Toney his first catch.
Another one of those perimeter playmakers that Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, has to get going. Kadarius Toney, look, you talk to coaches across the NFL, you talk to front office executives across the NFL. Coming out of Florida, one of the most electric players in the entire nation. They have to get him the ball, be creative with the way they can get him the ball, and let him go to work in space.
Well, right now you got Kadarius Toney lined up on the safety, Antoine Winfield. Right here, if they end up playing man-to-man, that's where I would go. Sometimes when Winfield lines up over there, he's blitzing.
One to snap it. He just got it away. Jones, and the flags come in. You can see the contact area. Slayton was being held up. Sean Murphy bunting got in his way.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. The ball we placed at the spot of the foul, automatic. First down.
It's going to be interesting to watch Sean Murphy bunting. Hadn't played in a long time, so he's going to have a little rust. And then he has that you see down here, he's got that brace on his right arm. So he gets caught up, but this is what I was thinking about right here. Kadarius Toney on Winfield. The ball would have gone there. He might have had a touchdown.
Watch Saquon Barkley. Look at his split. Look how he's straddling the right tackle's leg. Going to release out into the route.
From the Tampa 15. Jones has time, but they pump and then sails it over Toney's head. Second down.
Well, he had Kenny Golladay coming across the middle of the field. There he is right here. And when Daniel Jones gets to the top of his drop, that's what you're trying to get right there. That's as open as it's going to be in the NFL. You got to start inside on the double post to outside, and he missed the inside post.
Fake it to Barkley. Jones will keep it. There's some pushing and shoving. After the 1-yard gain, Shaq Barrett.
It's been the Achilles heel for this Giants offense. Last year they were awful in the red zone, dead second to last. This year they're last in the NFL in red zone and scoring touchdowns. And now they get down here the first time and they're facing 3rd and 9.
Finger pointing and the flags.
False start. Offense. Number 71. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Offensive line has been a concern. They keep trying to rebuild this offensive line for the Giants. Big piece was getting Andrew Thomas back, but that's on Will Hernandez. 3rd and 14.
These kind of situations, Jason Garrett might think about taking the decision out of the quarterback's hands. You got a young quarterback, maybe you throw a screen here, don't give up the 3 points, but don't entice him to force something into a loaded zone and maybe get a tip interception.
Jones pressured and throwing it away. Tryon Shoyinka coming with him with the pressure. And the Giants do lead the league in the highest percentage of points being field goals. Yeah, and that's a category you don't want to lead the NFL
that's
in.
That's a terrible stat. Yeah.
It's accurate, but still terrible. I get it. 32% of the Giants' points this season have come on field goals. And you see Graham Gano, accurate. 37-yard field goal attempt for Gano, so good inside of 50. And the Giants answer with 3, not 7. 13-play drive. We're 7-3 in Tampa.
Oh, that has nothing to do with ability. It's all about execution and being a smart football team. We're a very dumb football team, and that's a reflection of the coaches.
We started with the ball, they came away with it, so thank you guys.
You missed those post-game press conferences? Wow. Hey, Arians isn't fooling around. After Brady threw the 2 picks, he said, hey, that had nothing to do with the wide receivers. It was him talking about Tom. So nobody escapes the wrath of Bruce Arians, not even the great Tom Brady.
Yeah, but also Bruce was talking about a lot of other parts of this team, especially defensively. We're talking about gap control in the run game, getting off the field in that 19-play drive. It wasn't all on time.
Jalen Darden. See if they give him even the 15. And they will. And Brady and the Bucs offense will come back on the field after an impressive opening drive. Meanwhile, Very obvious missing on that Giants side on that opening drive. There's no Logan Ryan tonight. If you could pick one guy for the Giants defense they had to have this evening, maybe it was Logan Ryan. He's out, tested positive for COVID on Friday.
Look, Julian Love is his replacement, and you saw he missed a tackle in space against Godwin on the touchdown. Look, that's going to be a big part of this football game. Disguise, tackling, fundamentals. He's going to have to play a bigger role.
Here's Fournette. Dropped out at the 20 by Leonard Williams, gain of 6.
So Logan Ryan is one of the smarter safeties in the National Football League, and his familiarity with Tom Brady playing together in New England is a big deal. And nobody knows Tom Brady better than Logan Ryan. So the fact that he's not here, now he tried to coach these guys up as best he can, the mannerisms as Tom and how he's going to try to figure things out, but doesn't make up for him not being around.
2nd and 4, Brady able to complete. Chris Godwin. I mean, the Giants were really hoping for a miracle with Ryan. They said he even packed his equipment in case there was any opportunity of him showing up late here. Brady said when they were teammates, Ryan would always ask him what he was thinking, what are you looking for here? And Tom said, because he's my teammate, I told him. I told him everything, and now he uses it all against me. No Logan Ryan tonight. Here's Fournette, swinging out of the backfield. Hard running for Fournette. He's got a first down, gain of 11.
You're seeing how efficient this offense is really playing right now. Tom's just getting the ball in his playmaker's hands, and then you have to defeat blocks one-on-one out here on the perimeter. And getting a big back like Leonard Fournette down on the ground, that's no easy task. And they're just racking up first down after first down.
It's Fournette again. Out to the 45. Reggie Ragland brought him down.
I got the sense that Leonard Fournette might catch 8 or 10 balls tonight. Just hearing the way that Tom Brady talked this week about being patient, take what the defense gives you, and the relationship between Fournette and Brady in the passing game is really coming on this season.
Tom, by the way, is off to an 8-for-8 start tonight. That's Fournette, the ball carrier. Fournette had only 36 catches all of last season. He has 38 so far this season coming in. And then when you tack on 3 more tonight, already well ahead of last season's pace.
And he's worked hard. He and Tom will work hard in the passing game, and Bruce Arians was telling us that's how Fournette's got to a 30-plus play per game back.
Ronald Jones checks in for the first time tonight. Brady, quick throw, and there's Rob Gronkowski. Gain of 6, 8th different Buccaneer to make a play for this Tampa Bay offense.
You just see Tom spot up right over the middle. They've been getting a lot of too high safeties. That's where you attack in the soft spot in the intermediate area of the defense. And they're just methodically moving the football down the field. Here, they're lining up in a too high structure again.
Look at that, yeah.
They need to start challenging. They're giving too much space here, and they're just going to eat up the clock and just drive the ball methodically down the field unless they start taking some chances on defense.
Yeah, Tom's going to run the ball here in 2 safeties like that. I mean, it's pretty simple. And the only question is, can you be consistent in your discipline to do that and not get enamored with trying to throw the ball deep down the field?
Going to bring up the first 3rd down conversion attempt of the night for the Buccaneers with 45 seconds left in the quarter.
X now, moment, ready? Yeah, punto. You can find some line.
Another first down for Tampa Bay from Ronald Jones.
Everybody talks about Gronk catching touchdowns and in the passing game, but the run game is really where he separates from every other tight end in the league. I mean, you can put him on a defensive end, outside linebacker. It doesn't matter. He's going to win.
And apparently he's fun to be around. Tom said that Rob Gronkowski is everybody's favorite teammate. Zeros on the clock.
You're everybody's favorite play-by-play.
Little bit of a smile for Tom Brady. Reese and Lewis are smiling too after 1. By Burger King, get 2 breakfast sandwiches for just $4. And Progressive Insurance, save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. Bucs and Giants played Week 8 last season on Monday Night Football. tightly contested game till the very end. Unsuccessful two-point conversion. They threw the flag, then they picked it up, and the Bucs won that game 25-23. Many felt the Giants deserved a better fate, or at least overtime anyway.
Yes. I was in that camp, yes.
Yep.
I'll take more of that close game tonight.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
And the guy that we were talking about there, Antoine Winfield Jr., you saw Todd Bowles just talking to him there, one of the better young safeties in the NFL. And he's not going to need to be good tonight because he doesn't have his full complement of corners, so he's going to have to make some plays all night long to make sure this defense is solid.
From the 39 of New York, here's Brady. Looked like he wanted something deeper. He'll settle for Fournette, and Fournette takes a big shot. Darnay Holmes got him.
A perfect example of trying to take a shot off of play action, and it's not there, and don't force it. And that's what Tom told us. Don't force the ball down the field. Be disciplined and check it down. And now that's the third or fourth catch for Fournette.
Brady this time will take the shot down the sideline for Mike Evans, the king of the contested ball, and he's always working against James Bradbury. Those two very familiar with each other.
You see Mike Evans trying to run a double move. Bradbury, good vision back to the quarterback, able to get out of it on the double move and get himself back into position. You know, anytime you show single high, he's going to be at the point of attack a lot of times against Mike Evans. You see how evenly matched those two guys are when they go up against one another. One of the marquee matchups for this football game.
Hey, watch 33. We need 18.
Third down and 4. Gronk's in there. Brady going to run for it. Right down the middle of the field, and he slides down. Tom showing off the wheels tonight. Pickup of 11.
Nothing fires up Tom Brady more than using his legs. Everybody tells him how bad of an athlete he is. He can't run, can't do this. Everybody plays 2 deep man under against him, and look at him just drop the ball, dropping the mic.
And that is the longest run of the night so far for the Buccaneers.
I'll tell you, it helps. It helps when you're only rushing 3 and you're dropping 8 in the coverage. But nevertheless, Tom Brady will take it.
Don't qualify that run. That was beautiful.
Let's call it like it is. He's the GOAT. We get it.
Godwin. Inside the 20. Good tackle there by Darnay Holmes to make sure that wasn't a bigger gain. Pick up a 6.
Well, tackling, we said, is going to be at a premium in this game because of the fact that both of these teams are going to want to make sure that they keep the big plays from getting over their head, so they're going to have to come up and tackle. That's a nice job by Darnay Holmes. We already talked about the fact that Julian Love misses the tackle on the first touchdown. Your fundamentals are going to be challenged in this football game on both sides of the ball.
3 tight ends, bottom of your screen on 2nd and 4. That ball is batted up in the air and knocked down. Could have been Austin Johnson. Could have been Dexter Lawrence. 2 big fellas in the middle.
This is exactly what you got to do, especially when Tom's trying to attack the middle of the field, which is where he has lived his entire career. You can't get any push. Time to jump, get your hands up. Now you give yourself a chance to compete here on 3rd down.
See Johnson and Lawrence having a good laugh. 3rd down and 4. Evans. Taken on by J.R. Reed in a big way. First defensive snaps for Reed and the Giant.
Really patient route for Mike Evans. He knows he's going to go outside on that stick route, but he doesn't go right away. He doesn't give it away to James Bradbury. He starts inside with patience, then he's physical to slap him to the inside and come back out for the conversion. Talk about efficiency in the red zone. We just watched the Giants go down there, and they weren't efficient. They didn't take advantage. And this is the difference between winning or losing. Good football teams get in the red zone, and they convert.
Brady's looking left the whole way. Leonard Williams got to him. You see Mike Evans, he is the touchdown machine. Especially in the red zone, you throw it up. When in doubt, throw it up to Mike. We showed you earlier his battles with James Bradbury, the only wide receiver cornerback combo that have gone more head-to-head than those two are DeAndre Hopkins and Jalen Ramsey.
Well, he's opposite of Bradbury on this. Here's Bradbury up here, and there's Mike Evans.
And Fournette for a couple. Bring up a 3rd and goal.
The money down. Now's where Patrick Graham has some choices to make. Because you know that Mike Evans is one of the most prolific as far as catching passes in the end zone. Boxing people out, winning high point 50-50 situations. They bring Gio Bernard on the field at running back. That's one of the best pass-catching running backs in the NFL during the course of his career. Now he's in the backfield. Gronk is out there. You have so many different options.
I like Godwin in the flat. You know, bring him in motion and get him running in the flat.
3rd down and goal. All sorts of time for Brady. Tyler Johnson, the nearest Buccaneer. 4th down.
What a nice job by the secondary overall. You're going to see here, they're going to drop 8 and just rush 3. And you see them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underneath, 3 in the back end, in the end zone. And just look at them. They're all finding somebody and doing what they call plastering, but keeping vision on Tom Brady. That's as good as you can play it. That's exactly what you need to do. You get off the field in that situation with 3 by just giving up 3. That's a huge win for Patrick Graham and the defense.
Ryan Suckup on for a 25-yard field goal attempt. On the way and through. It's an 18-play drive. Results in 3 points for Tampa and a 10-3 lead. Aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. Hope you all have a great week. Travel safely, travel smart. See family and friends and celebrate great Thanksgiving. Football, food, and family. It's a great Thursday.
My favorite holiday.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just telling you.
Yep.
It's like a sporting event all on its own. Eating.
At the table.
Oh, no question.
And on the couch.
Are your suits going to fit next week?
Hey, there's a lot of material here. I can let a lot out.
Let's watch for the vest next week. So the Giants, when they go back to the height of their season, when they tell you about what they could be, they look at that New Orleans game against a very good Saints defense, and look what the big fellas all did here.
Hey, look, Saquon Barkley, I believe, is the engine here as far as the explosive capabilities of this offense. They got to get him going. They got to get him out in space one-on-one because he is electric, and they need to make sure they keep pace with this Tampa Bay offense and not let this game get away from them.
Open out of the gun. Motion Ingram top of your screen. Jones looking that way, and he'll complete for a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, it's nice to throw up that graphic with all those playmakers, and that one time they had a great game when they were all together. But if I'm a Giant fan, I'm tired of hearing about that. I want to see the production on the field. I want to see these people play together. I want to see them produce. And I'm looking squarely at Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay has got to play better football, and he's got to make more plays for this offense. They paid him a lot of money in the offseason, and he's got the talent. He's got to show it.
Barkley's been mostly a decoy. Now they throw to him out of the backfield. He'll lower the shoulder. Barrett got him, pick up a 5. You think about it, the big 3 have been on the field, total of 81 snaps together. That's Tony, that's Golladay, and that's Barkley. That's 14% of the offensive snaps. It's 17 if you include Sterling Shepard, who's out tonight with a quad injury. 3rd down and 2. Bucks just rushing 3, and they're going to get home. And they knock Jones down. Only rushing 3, it's Ndamukong Suh with no Vita Vea in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, here's Suh right here. Just watch. This looks like Vita Vea. That pass rush just running right over Hernandez. And Hernandez got to be a heck of a lot better than that. That was not a good set, nor was it good protection, and really easy for Ndamukong Suh.
Suh starting his 157th consecutive game, the second longest streak by any defensive lineman in the last 40 years. Justin Smith started 185 in a row, but A team like the Giants who's so banged up. The Buccaneers able to have that kind of health and production. Darden will let it bounce. Cam Brown hops on it. Even 10 minutes to play in the second quarter after a 52-yard punt. Tom's next.
Just ask Siri, who leads the league in receiving yards?
Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the first ever team to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium a season ago. Brady and the Bucs take over. First down and 10 for the 15. It hops up into the air, and it's picked off. It's Adoree Jackson. And that's just what the Giants needed. Seemingly innocent play turns into a turnover.
Tips and overthrows. Run to the football, break on the throw, and you come up with tips and overthrows. Every defensive back knows that that's one of their best friends. One of the quickest ways to rack up stats, give your team good field position. Now the Giants have to catch it.
Look at Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson thought he was getting the ball. There was confusion between Johnson and Evans as to who that was going to be for. And that's what Bruce Arians is talking about when he references being dumb football. Like, be on the same page as to who that ball is going to.
Now this is where the Giants need to be efficient and cash in on this. They're last in the red zone in terms of touchdown efficiency. Jason Garrett has to have some plays dialed up here to get it to their playmakers. Get it to Kenny Golladay.
First and goal from the 5. Jones wants to keep it. Dropped at the 3 by Devin White. That was the 8th interception of the season thrown by Tom Brady. And Adoree Jackson had to think he was going to get one there. In his 5th year at a USC, he's never scored an NFL touchdown. That's his 3rd career interception.
Andrew Thomas just misses the linebacker, Devin White, here. If he gets a block on White, then Daniel Jones is going to walk in.
Giants go heavy again. Pressure. Jones off his back foot, and it's caught. Andrew Thomas. Welcome back to the Giants lineup. Big fella touchdown.
If he's going to miss a block, come back on the next play and get the touchdown.
You're going to see him right here on the end, on the line of scrimmage. You see he's eligible with Evan Ingram off the ball. You see him just block out, almost like a screen set, and then go high for the football, catch it up over top of his head. What a great play call by Jason Garrett. Andrew Thomas, Greasy sitting here telling him, look, you can't miss that block. And then he comes back with the touchdown and saying, how do you like that?
Pretty athletic, too. He had to go up and get it.
Great play call, great play design.
They've been hiding the big fella. He's been hurt for the last month of the season. And a mix-up between Johnson leads to the interception for Jackson, and never a doubt on this one. Big fella went up, came down with it.
A little bit of a doubt.
Go ahead and dance.
Receiving yards.
Well, Andrew Thomas picked up a few receiving yards. Doesn't lead the league, not yet. By the way, never had a single catch prior to this as a Giant or in college at Georgia. Got into his first practice in a month this past week, and now we know what they were practicing.
Are you going to tell me he was a tight end in high school?
Probably a quarterback. Keyshawn Vaughn for the Buccaneers. And Tampa Bay set their sights on defending that Super Bowl title with a 6-1 record to start the season. They were looking very much the part, but as we reveal, things might not be what they seem. A couple losses in a row, turnovers, penalties, defensive struggles. They're taking on some water. That's Bruce Arians.
That can't be Arians. He doesn't wear a jacket. He wears that Kangol, but he doesn't wear a jacket.
He's not going to enjoy that cartoon right now either. I hope you did at home. 10-10 all of a sudden here in Tampa. It's Ronald Jones down to Lisa Salters.
Well, Steve, Buccaneers starting left guard Ali Marpet is back in the locker room. I'm being told he will not return, out with an oblique injury. In now at left guard for Tampa Bay is four-year veteran Aaron Stinney.
Thank you, Lisa Marpet. Such a good story. The highest ever Division III draft pick. A former Hobart statesman. Division III college up in Geneva, New York. And there's Rob Gronkowski for 4, his second grab. And the offensive line has been really good for Tom Brady. They're the only team in the NFL to start the same 5 players every week. And Alex Kappa, the other guard, he's at a Division II Humboldt State. Even Ryan Jensen was a Division II player at a CSU Pueblo. So all 3 interior linemen, not the heralded guys the outsiders are, like Donovan Smith coming from Penn State and Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa.
And Aaron Stinney played a lot of ball last year in replacement for Marpet when he was down in the championship year.
3rd down and 3. That protection remains good. Now Brady will throw it. Wide open is Rob Gronkowski inside the 30. Classic Gronk for 35.
And you're just going to see Gronk just find a void in the zone in the deep part of the field. And as Tom Brady is holding the football, as a deep field defender, you have to still play with great vision. It's one of the toughest things to do the longer the quarterback has to survey the field. But you see him just find the zone void in the deep part of the field and produce an explosive play.
And catching that ball, Lewis, knowing that he was going to get hit. After what he's been through with those 5 cracked ribs, for him to do that was impressive.
Just another 3,000-yard pass season for Tom Brady. And we're in week 11, people. Brady underneath Evans. Want to go right back to Evans as quickly as possible. Off the tipped drop from Evans that led to the Adoree Jackson interception. Jackson was banged up earlier. We'll watch for him too.
It's going to be imperative for this Giants defense is for the defensive front 4 to get some rush. When they're rushing 4 and you have some backup offensive linemen, particularly at offensive guard, that's when guys like Austin Johnson, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, they got to go to work. They're going to have to put Tom under more duress than this. Otherwise, eventually, guys are going to break free. The secondary's not going to be able to hold up.
2nd down and 3. Here's Ronald Jones. He's got the first down. Running behind Aaron Stinney.
Yeah, Aaron Stinney, you know, if you think there's going to be a huge drop-off, you're mistaken. Watch him come off the ball on Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams, the best defensive lineman on this Giants team. He gets underneath the leverage and pushes him back 4 or 5 yards.
See, Stinney, no regular season starts, but he did start 3 games during that Super Bowl run last season. And Gronk can't hang on to that one. Julian Love made sure of that. Love and McKinney in a big spot with no Logan Ryan tonight.
That's a nice reaction by Julian Love from what looked like a split safety look. And you're going to see him drive hard and really punch the ball out. That's his perfect technique. If you're playing something top down and you meet the wide receiver at the catch point, that's how you go for the football. That's how you create PBUs.
Brady go to Cameron Brate with Gronkowski on the sideline. 1st and goal. 2nd catch for Brate.
We were watching practice the other day, and Tom Brady and Cameron Brate weren't necessarily on the same page. Watch this. Tom has to know that he's there, and he has to stop Brate with this throw. You see how Brate comes back and he's square? That's Tom throwing it on the back half of his shoulder so he doesn't run out there into a corner. Bradbury. The little details, that's what makes Tom Brady who he is protecting his guy, and the precision is there.
Gronk's in there now, 1st and goal at the New York 6. Here's Ronald Jones to try the left side. Get the corner. Get the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
When you're Adoree Jackson and you have Alex Kappa coming out there on you like this, you just have to make sure that you take the proper angle to be able to force that ball back in, because when Ronald Jones is able to turn the corner like that and make it into a foot race, there aren't many corners that are going to be able to keep him from getting in the end zone. Great execution on the part of the Buccaneers. not great execution on the part of the perimeter run support of the Giants.
Suckup puts the extra point through.
You know, last week the Bucs went the wrong direction after they turned the ball over. This time they turn it over, give up a touchdown, but answer right back.
Hey, look, right here.
Yeah,
this is where it happened. The scene of the crime. Think about most parades in most championship cities. You know, you roll a bus down. And when Brady has championships, even in Boston, it was the duck boats.
They need to put a ceremonial buoy right there where that happened.
This is where it happened. 17-10 Buccaneers. No opportunity for Pharaoh Cooper. Speaking of Tom Brady, the latest episode of Man in the Arena. Tom's first-hand account of each of his 10 Super Bowl seasons. That's available tomorrow on ESPN+. And this week, it's a breakdown of Super Bowl 38. That season in 2003. To get ESPN+, go to ESPNplus.com or download the ESPN app. And don't miss a new episode every Tuesday. I watched it today.
Yeah?
I saw the first episode. It was incredible. We talked to Tom about it. I think he's tired of other people telling his story.
Yeah.
And in his mind, getting it wrong. Flip it to John Ross, the speedster. He's got some running room. And he'll get out to the 40-yard line.
Well, for those that haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And, you know, the thing I took away that I think people are going to find really interesting, because I did watch the second episode, is the Lawyer Malloy, Rodney Harrison conversation, and knowing how much that impacted that season for them. And that was really cool.
Daniel Jones, bottom of your screen. Kadarius Toney, Wildcat quarterback. We saw him throw it earlier, taking a deep shot, and all sorts of contact, and the flag comes in. Darius Slayton and Sean Murphy Bunting fighting for that football. Let's see which way it's going to go.
You see Darius Slayton here one-on-one. You see the hand fighting.
There's no foul on the play. Incomplete pass.
Good evening, John Parry.
Good evening. I think what they're looking at is the tangled feet. Both heads are turned playing the football, and the feet get tangled. By rule, no foul. Great job by the crew.
I like it. Pick it up. Moving on.
John, would you say, if you're sitting back there, the fact that Sean Murphy Bunting turned around and tried to find the football, is that what makes him pick it up?
No, it's the head and the feet
and
getting
the feet
tangled.
together.
Got to have both of those ingredients to pick up the flag.
Right.
We saw Toney complete a 19-yard pass on Monday Night Football when the Giants were in Kansas City. Love the creativity. 2nd and 10. Back to Jones out of the gun. Gets it in Toney's hands. Will make the first man miss. Wow, turning nothing into something for 5 yards.
That's exactly what we're talking about, man. I mean, just watch this. This young man did this at the University of Florida over and over. Put on the brakes. 1, 2. Where'd he go? Man, they got to be creative. You're right in terms of how they utilize him and getting him in space. They've got speed all over the football field. It's just a matter of whether or not you can get them loose and produce some big plays.
They got a timeout.
Flags come in.
Right now, Todd Bowles is making Daniel Jones think a lot.
Prior to the snap, timeout. New York, your first charge, timeout.
You saw Jason Pierre-Paul come flying across that line.
Well, yeah, he's playing the play clock. He sees that going to 0, and he knows I can come off without any repercussion. But nice job by Joe Judge, keeping an eye on the play clock and getting that timeout and preserving a 3rd and 5 situation.
Joe Judge said he told his team about John Chaney and Temple basketball, and he said he didn't care that none of his guys would know who John Chaney is. Judge is a Philly guy, and he said Chaney's message was always have your own identity. Doesn't matter who's on the other side. Doesn't matter who you're playing. This is about us. And trying to get that message across to these Giants.
You want to get out of the huddle here and use your snap count if you're Daniel Jones. You know JPP and Shaq Barrett want to come off. You get them off sides, a first down.
It's Booker in there. Third and 5. Some pressure from Tampa. And it's Tony. Juggled it. They're going to give him the catch. That looked like there was no chance of that.
But this is a nice way to get him loose. Put him in a stack alignment, and then just let him run a little speed out there against Antoine Winfield Jr. Look, I love Antoine Winfield.
I don't think that was a catch.
Oh, it couldn't have been. They marked it a catch, yeah. They're going to look at this.
I think Winfield played through the ball and got it out before Tony had control.
And Tony knows it too. He's trying to get away with something here.
Got it, 2 feet. He's got to make a football move there before that ball comes out.
Ooh. Tampa Bay is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass. Timeout.
Boy, that's great effort from Winfield.
Yeah, it is.
Antoine Winfield, just in his second season, already a leader back there for Tampa Bay.
Just prior to that third step, getting down completely, the ball begins to move by the strip for the reversal to an incomplete pass.
That was really close.
Yeah. Very close.
Bruce Arians improves to 1-3 on challenges this season. First successful one. Second punt for Riley Dixon. Jalen Darden, the rookie out of North Texas, with a fair catch at the 15. We're back in 30 seconds after this word from T-Mobile.
It's the most joyous time of the year.
Especially at T-Mobile. Let's go to Diane.
Can you tell us what's happening?
Yeah, I got the awesome new iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, and T-Mobile's paying for them both. Oh, and I get a free year of Apple TV Plus.
And this is for new and existing T-Mobile and Sprint customers.
Like me.
Back to you.
Hey.
Hello?
We're going to T-Mobile.
Upgrade to the iPhone 13 Pro and AirPods, both on us. This week only at T-Mobile.
3:25 to play in this half. Look at Tom Brady and the top scoring offensive team in the NFL. Buccaneers averaging 31 points per game this season. And on their way with 17 and looking for more. They start from their own 15 with Leonard Fournette.
Go down. 20's the mic. Hey. Hey, 48 or 33.
Brady to Evans. Slips a tackle. Down the sideline. Give him 15.
These are the one-on-one matchups that you just have to win. If you're James Bradbury, you just got to come to bounce, wrap up, and get Mike Evans on the ground. I understand he's 6'5", 230 pounds. But this is the difference between getting off the field or getting yourself to third down and giving yourself a chance, or Tom Brady getting another fresh set of downs to continue moving the football.
Brady gets it out to Gronkowski. Fourth catch of the night for Rob.
Tom Brady's got control of this game now. After that miscommunication, interception, now he's going to get him offside. Just trying to get him before they got off the field, right before the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes left in the first half. 17-10 Bucks. Insider update, latest on Aaron Rodgers and CeeDee Lamb. And Chris Berman's fastest 3 minutes. Wouldn't be halftime of Monday Night Football without Boomer. That's coming up at halftime. Tom Brady and the Bucks have the football.
Hey, easy. Just go rip it. Just go rip it.
He's saying he's changing protection here to 55. He sees this blitz potentially off the front side.
Here's the pressure. Picked up nicely. Brady does rip it across the middle. Goodwin is smacked down in a big way.
So he changes protection because he thinks 48 is going to come off the front side. He doesn't end up coming, but Tom doesn't panic. He's very aware of that, and he just stays in the pocket with great protection to get to his second read.
1st and 10. It's Gronkowski. Takes a shot. J.R. Reed had the opportunity and took it. Gain of 9.
Yardage after the catch. You're seeing it starting to show up over and over again. When you have the short passing game you're trying to defend, that's what they're counting on, catch and run situations. They're not trying to bomb them over the top. The Giants got to get people on the ground. Otherwise, you wind up with time-consuming drives. You don't have the football, and they just wear you out.
2nd down and 1. Here's Fournette.
Well, Julian Love gives up 70 pounds to Rob Gronkowski. I don't know how he's going to get him on the ground. But that has been the game plan. And if you look at where Tom is throwing the ball, he's not throwing it deep. He's throwing it underneath. And he's been patient. That's exactly what he talked about with us. Control the game, run the ball, call the right play against the right defense, and he's done it in this first half.
Tom took his first Veterans Maintenance Day this past week on Friday, and he's like, you know, some guys in their 30s get a maintenance day. What do you give a 40-year-old, right? You should get a few, but Brady loves to throw. Byron Leftwich said he's never seen another quarterback throw more in practice than Tom Brady.
Yeah, what's interesting about him is he has made reference to the fact that it will not be the physical side of the game that drives him away.
Yeah.
It'll be the mental side, whether or not he wants to still be doing it, because he looks as good as he's ever looked as far as throwing the football is concerned.
Still 2 timeouts for Tampa. Brady stepped up, the pressure, and it is juggled and dropped. Goodwin had the opportunity off the Cameron Brate tip. Julian Love in the middle.
So in the NFL, that's open, believe it or not. If you have a tight end running down the middle of the field and there's a defender with his back turned, that's open compared to a quarterback, especially a quarterback as good as Tom Brady. It's close.
Brady takes a shot. Rashad Perriman is down there working on Bradbury. Thought this could be a big game for Perriman, who was just elevated prior to tonight.
Yeah, Rashad Perriman has big-time downfield winning ability, and you see James Bradbury, he just loses phase with him. He loses control of him at the last second. And you see Perriman, would have been a difficult catch, but you see him separate late in the down and almost came up with a big play.
What an unreal throw that was. He's 44 years old, and that was perfect.
And in his 22nd season. 3rd down and 10. Brady will unload. It's Chris Godwin running away from people. There is a flag down. Gets to the pylon. They're going to say he's short. We'll see if that's coming back. It's a 34-yard gain if it stands.
Offense, number 78. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
But it doesn't. Coming back. Big gainer for Chris Godwin. Wiped out. Penalty.
You see Tristan Wirfs out here on the perimeter against Azeez Ojulari. You see with the right hand, you see how it has the pad? Ojulari goes to the ground.
Bruce is saying he fell down. You know, anytime you get that arm wrapped around, that's an easy call for the official.
60 seconds to play in the half. 3rd and 20. Brady to try to get that back. Can't hook up with Tyler Johnson. Aaron Robinson had the coverage. Going to bring up a 4th down.
I'm interested from John Perry's perspective on that hold. Like, is that guy, Ojulari was falling down, but as soon as he gets the arm out, right, John, it's an easy call?
Yeah, what they look at is a what we call a double hook outside the frame. The right hand's outside the frame,
right,
and he's already torquing him. Now he loses the foot, goes down. It's going to be called all the time.
Yep.
Bradley Pinion is on to punt. His first punt of the night. Giants still have 2 timeouts left. 56 seconds left in the half.
Play game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
We'll push them back 5 more. Giants will get the football to start the second half.
But if you're the New York Giants and you keep this within 1 score going into the half and you get the football coming out, but that's a pretty good scenario. They got to get some things going on the offensive side of the football. They had some help as far as Tampa Bay hurting themselves on that drive.
Nobody's back now for the Giants. Farrell Cooper's up by the 40. Pinion will get rid of it. That ball will be down about the 9-yard line. Goes a 41-yard punt. For our NBA Wednesday doubleheader this week, we'll start in Boston at 7:30 Eastern. Star-studded affair. KD, James Harden, and the Nets take on Jason Tatum and the Celtics. Boston trying to find their early season groove. And then Steph and the Warriors have the NBA's best record. They host the Sixers, who are finishing up a 6-game road trip. That'll be a tough last stop. Our coverage starts NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. 43 seconds to play in the half. The Giants have a couple timeouts. See how they play this. Set up the screen for Barkley. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Devin White saw to that.
Ndamukong Suh is so smart. I mean, he's played so much. He understands exactly with a quarterback like that backed up right before the halftime, they're probably going to throw a screen. And he was out there before Barkley was.
Buccaneers sitting with 2 timeouts in their pocket. 15 seconds left. Coming across is Barkley. He's got the first down. And a timeout. Nine seconds left. This Giants team has been an abomination in the final 2 minutes this season. New York has been outscored 45-0 in the last 2 minutes of the first half this season.
So I'm saying it was a good outcome for them on the previous drive. They go into this halftime 1 score down.
Yeah.
They just got to get some momentum going. They got to get somebody loose. But if you ask Joe Judge, you're down 7 at the half and you get the ball coming out, if he would take that,
Yep.
Absolutely.
Giants are the only team that hasn't scored a single point in the final 2 minutes of the first half. 9 seconds left. Still have a timeout from their own 20. Jones got it. Darius Slayton. See, that ball comes out. And it does. Antoine Winfield. He'll give it up. Try to get some help to Mike Edwards. And there are zeros on the clock.
Wow. I don't even understand why you're throwing the ball like that. He could have got sacked, fumbled in the pocket, too, on top of all that.
And then that 45-0 being outscored in the last 2 minutes could have been even worse. We'll go to the half. Just like you said, Lewis, Giants trailing just by 7. Stay tuned for the USAA Insurance Halftime. That's coming up next.
USA, this is Stephanie.
Hi, this is Robert. I'd like to get up to 30% off my auto insurance with Safe Pilot.
I can help you with that. What's your member number?
87.
It should be between 5 and 12 digits.
Busted. This is Super Bowl champion Rob Gronkowski. I'm not a member.
Mr. Gronkowski, USAA is for the military community and their families. That's what makes us special.
Oh, but I'm special.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
Out of halftime with a honor John Lynch here, the captain of that Super Bowl 37 defense that allowed just 12 points per game that season. You look at the quarterback numbers and the one interception that Tom Brady threw that led to an Andrew Thomas touchdown. You heard me right. The first Giants receiving touchdown by an offensive lineman dating back to at least 1960. Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Louis Riddick. So Giants are going to get the football here, and they're right very much in this football game.
Yeah, I think this initial drive is important for them to really get something going here as far as stringing together some first downs, making sure they get the ball to the hands of their playmakers. I think they have something with Kadarius Toney working in the slot against Antoine Winfield Jr. They've had him open a few different times. For Todd Bowles, it's about continuing to mix up your looks, continuing to tackle well, and harassing Daniel Jones.
The Bucs have controlled this game in the first half. They've played exactly how they wanted to play. Tom Brady wanted to control the game. He talked with us about that, is not pushing the ball, being disciplined, running the football, throwing it underneath, and making the Giants come up and tackle them, tackle Gronkowski, tackle Godwin. And the Giants were lucky to be down only 7 in that first half.
Saquon Barkley just 3 carries in that first half. Giants will start at the 25, down to Lisa Salters.
Steve, you remember Joe Judge told us that he talked to his team this week about playing to their identity. He told me, for the most part, he believes that the Giants have done that tonight. He said, offensively, we just got to come out this opening drive and finish. But he mostly wanted to talk about his defense. He said, we've got to maximize our opportunities. We had an interception, should have had another one. He said the rush is improving, but we've got to get there. Tom Brady was hit just one time that first half. And here's a note: when Tom Brady has held a lead at any point in the second half, he's won the last 73 consecutive games. Steve.
Reminds me of the graphic in the open on Tom Brady. He's good. First play from scrimmage. Start the third quarter. From the 25. Quick throw. Get it to Tony Lewis. Just as you were mentioning, Murphy Bunting. Big spot to have him back in Tampa's defense tonight.
This is what I'm talking about with the Giants. Like, everybody has to, all 11 guys have to do their job. It's great recognition of the blitz. Watch Kenny Golladay. Just block him. Like, do your part and give Kadarius Toney an opportunity. That is bad ball. And that's what I'm talking about with Golladay. Last week, he disappeared in the fourth quarter, under 5 minutes when they needed him. They need him to make plays every single time he's out there.
$40 million guarantee for Kenny Golladay. Played 17 snaps in the first half, has 1 catch for 12 yards. Try to go to Golladay there. Jamel Dean on the coverage. The flag comes in.
Pass interference. Defense number 35. Ball replaced at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
And one of the things that Kenny Golladay is going to struggle with is getting off the jam. And if you're Jamel Dean, you just have to remain disciplined. Don't grab him. Yeah. Don't hit him. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be right there for you to jam. So just hit him at the line of scrimmage, get good position, break up the pass.
Golladay missed all of training camp with a hamstring. Hyperextended his knee in week 5, so this is the best he has felt all this season. He returned in their last game, just 2 catches. But going into the bye, feeling really good, just have not seen it on display in the first half and here early in the second. Jones throwing, got an opportunity. It's Kyle Rudolph, and a beautiful pass from Daniel Jones there. Gain of 38.
You're going to see Kyle Rudolph just run the wheel route. 2 through the zone. Shaq Barrett's got to carry it. He's not able to recognize it quick enough. Jamel Dean has to come off and make the play. That's smart play calling on the part of Jason Garrett. That's how you produce an explosive play down the field, understanding what you're going to get schematically and taking advantage of it.
Biggest play of the night for the Giants. Flip it to Barkley. Trying to break tackles, and Jason Pierre-Paul says, I don't think so. Paul traded from the Giants to the Buccaneers in 2018. Giants picked him way back in 2010. First round pick, 15th overall. Everybody knows about the infamous fireworks accident, the fact he has come back and has played as well as he had. Got traded to the Bucs, got the car accident. He continues to perform, continues to sack and pressure the quarterback. It might be the toughest guy on the planet when you listen to the Buccaneers coaches. Jones throwing. Too tall. Darius Slayton working on Dean.
And Pierre-Paul said he's a warrior. There's no question about it. He's playing with a torn rotator cuff, a broken finger. I mean, he's had it all, and he's still getting pressure on Daniel Jones.
And that's a throw that Daniel Jones right there has to make.
Yep.
He has Darius Slayton for an easy throw and catch, and he just sails it over his head.
3rd down and 9. It's Tony trying to make a few moves. He's going to come up short. Got 8.
That was a critical play, though, Steve, because it gave him the opportunity here to decide to go for it or not.
On a 4th and 1.
It's good recognition from Daniel Jones and good effort from Tony. Now they got a decision to make. In this situation, I personally like using the quarterback and his legs and evening it up in the run game with the defenders.
They hustle to the line. See if Jones tries to sneak this. He won't. Jones will throw for it, and that was broken right up from the start. Devin White was in Jones's face, able to break it up, the pressure, and the Giants turn it over on downs. The gamble does not pay off for New York.
Jordan Whitehead, the safety, was in perfect position on the flat route. They knew exactly what was coming and got off the field.
But can't make it pay off. I'll show you a few looks at that 4th down opportunity, how it was drawn up, and how Tampa wound up blowing that up. And the Buccaneers and Brady take over from their own 26, 1st down and 10. Give it to Fournette. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage. The loss of well. Let's go back to that 4th and 1.
So I think that the Bucs defense knew what was coming. Watch Devin White here. He knows exactly what's coming. This fake 15 bim, and he's going to keep. Now he wants to throw this ball to one of these 3 guys. You got Barkley, and you got Ingram, and you got the receiver coming on the backside, and there was nowhere to go with that ball.
Here's Brady. Try to go back shoulder to Mike Evans, too far behind him. 3rd and 11.
Wasn't the most creative play call from Jason Garrett, I'll say that. Or you got 2 tight ends going out, and you got Galladay, you got Slayton, you got Tony, and none of those guys on the field.
And now you got Tampa Bay in the 3rd and 10 situation in their own territory. So if you're Patrick Graham, you got to make sure you take care of the playmakers. Make sure you take care of Godwin in the slot.
Brady able to step up and throw, and it's caught. The strong hands of Mike Evans working on Bradbury, gain of 17.
You're just going to see here he's one-on-one against James Bradbury, and as soon as James opens his hips, you see Mike throttle down. James has to execute a wheel turn. Just has to slow down his pedal a little bit, but Mike sold him on the deep route and was able to create separation at the break point.
So now you're getting one safety. You're getting one safety from the Giants defensively. They were 2 safeties all the first half. So now Tom, he's changing the play. He's going to get his best single man beater and go play. It's textbook. It's textbook. I mean, this is quarterback play at its finest.
Rashad Perriman for 14.
You see Perriman here on the right side of your screen. Just run the little in cut. And you're going to see he's going to curl in right behind Julian Love and just hit that throwing window. Look, it's going to be imperative on Patrick Graham to not just sit here in single high. Obviously, he's going to have to change it up. He just can't come out and play 3 deep zone over and over and over again.
There's no disguise. That's my problem.
Who's fooling Tom Brady these days? Fournette, flag comes in. Still on his feet. And he's all the way down to the 15. It's a gain of 30 if it stands. Let's see. Craig Ralstead has to say.
Illegal formation. Offense, number 13. It's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So these are the kind of things that you know are just driving Bruce Arians up a wall down there on the sideline. This is the kind of stupid football that he's talking about, shooting yourself in the foot when they have great momentum going.
Here's Mike Evans. They're calling that he wasn't on the line of scrimmage. I don't know.
Here's Brady. Gronkowski goes up to make the play.
You see they run a little bit of a high-low combination. They just run levels. You see Godwin coming underneath shallow. Gronk hits the second level above the shallow. Just running the typical cover 3 beaters in the middle of the field.
Welcome back, Gronk. He's the leading receiver for the Buccaneers. 6 catches, 71 yards. Brady to throw. Coming across, Chris Godwin makes the catch. 6th catch for Godwin tonight. Gain of 18, and the Bucs are humming now.
See, Tom came up to the line of scrimmage and he yelled out poison. He saw exactly what they were in, single safety, man-to-man, and poison is the code term for that play against man-to-man, and they can run it in a flash.
Fournette out of the backfield. And finally, Reggie Ragland says they've had enough.
So really, the Giants are running a lot of 3-deep zone, and the underneath guys are getting caught short. The inside short zone defenders are getting caught short, looking in the backfield off of the play-action fake, and he's just hitting behind them in that second level and taking advantage of it over and over again.
You combine no pass rush with him knowing what the coverage is, it's dangerous.
Good luck. 4th red zone trip for Tampa Bay. Gotten points on every previous one. Pressure picked up. Brady just too low for Fournette. Ragland got in on him too, and a flag comes in.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense, number 20. It's a 5-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
That's Julian Love. Only the 2nd penalty of the night for the Giants.
There he gets a tug. I tell you, this Bucs offensive line is getting nasty now too. We know Ryan Jensen. You know what kind of player he is. He's physical all the way to the whistle and to the echo of the whistle, as they say. Aaron Stinney absolutely destroyed somebody on that last play as well.
Remember, Marpet lost for the game, injured in the first half. Down to the 5, Leonard Williams stop. Shelton there as well for the Giants.
The number of plays that Tampa Bay has run, the different changes in speed, the up-tempo, slow it down, up-tempo. It's just wearing the Giants' defense out. And when your guys get tired, they stop thinking about disguising. They just want to line up where they need to be, and that's just playing right into Tom Brady's hands because he can figure you out that much quicker.
And they're keeping that jersey clean on Tom Brady tonight. 2nd and goal. Here's some pressure. Brady trying to get out of there. And he'll throw it away. Austin Johnson was coming after him.
Tom was telling Lenny to go after the snap. Listen to this. Lenny was supposed to go in motion, and Tom told him, like, listen, you got to go even after he snapped the ball.
That's playoff Lenny, and then it's Lombardi Lenny. What a postseason he had.
Just like the little things, you know,
yes,
the intricacies of the game, the communication. It's fun to hear.
Bernard's in there now on 3rd and goal. Giants only rushing 3, all sorts of time. Touchdown, Tampa Bay, Mike Evans.
We talked about it many different times down here on the goal line. If a guy like Mike Evans is able to just post you up and box you out, and he is in between you and the quarterback, it's touchdown every time. Mike Evans is 6'5", 231 pounds. If he gets you on his back, it's touchdown.
But what do you do there, Lewis? What does a defensive back do?
There's somewhat you have to get underneath him. You have to almost let him beat you at the line. You're right. But I'm telling you, if he catches the ball in front of you, you're not going to get around it.
Yeah,
you're just not going to get around it.
That's tough, man, because if you get in front, he's going to the corner. You almost have to double him.
And it makes it a more difficult throw for the quarterback, but that's the only way you can defend it.
And it's because of all of that, dating back to 2014, no one has more receiving touchdowns in the NFL than Mike Evans. Bucks open up their lead. Evans, 71 receiving touchdowns, the most in the NFL since 2014. And tonight, because he had a fumble, he recovered for a touchdown in his life. He passed Mike Alstott.
Yes.
For #1 on the all-time Buccaneers franchise list for touchdowns. Time now for Money Moves, brought to you by SoFi.
Look, he's just picking people apart here over and over again in this zone coverage. And then you see him here. Backs turn, Tom Brady takes off for a first down. Big Mike Evans against James Bradbury, one-on-one in the end zone. Look, he's having his way with this defense because they're not making it very difficult for him from a disguise standpoint. And if you don't challenge him mentally, he's still good enough physically to beat you with his arm.
See how the Giants try and respond now. Trailing by a couple touchdowns. Daniel Jones, the throw. Hits Barkley out of the backfield. He's got the touchdown. Hey, we'll have to see at the end of that Evans touchdown, it looked like he wasn't sure what to do with the football. You remember with the Tom Brady 600 touchdown pass, he gave that away to a fan. Brady and the Bucs are still paying for that. Evans knew it was a record maker for him, too. I wonder if he got the ball. He's thinking, hey, is it okay? Is it okay? Can I do it? Oh, psych. I'm going to hang on to that football. That's a Buccaneers record.
He knows his records, but maybe not Tom's record.
Tom be like, hey, why don't you give that ball away, too? There's Barkley.
Mike doesn't have a lot of Bitcoin to give up, you know.
So here's the game. Brady throws it. Evans is celebrating. Hey, that's 600 touchdown. Nobody's ever done that. And Mike Evans, I'll give that to a fan. Hey, wait. All right, have your agent, call my agent. They start negotiating all sorts of credit to the team store. There's Bitcoin involved. Got a signed Evans jersey, signed Bucks helmet, signed cleats. Got a pair of season tickets for the rest of this season, all of next season. And people out there were like, should have held out for more. Here's Daniel Jones. Just threw it right to the Buccaneers. Steve McClendon, the 12th year player. That's his first interception of his career. He'll never get one easier than that.
I just have no idea what Daniel Jones is looking at. Saquon Barkley is sifting out here to the left. And really, the only person that really is in Daniel Jones' line of sight is Billy Price, the center.
That's going to be a tough one to explain. By Goodyear. 24-10 Tampa Bay with 6:14 to play here in the third quarter. And Brady and the Bucs offense back on the field after a most unlikely interception by Steve McClendon. Fake the Fournette on the run, then pass it to Fournette. And he'll spin inside the 30-yard line.
So what is Daniel Jones thinking here? Here's a tight end. They're going to run a screen to the side. He's rolling out to the right. And like it or not, at some point, you get to this point, right? You have to make a late in the down decision. There's where he wants to throw the ball, but you're outside the pocket, and you have to know or think ahead. If I get in a bad spot, just throw it away. You're outside the tackle box. Throw it beyond the line of scrimmage. Anywhere safe. He tries to throw it back over there to the tight end in that area to avoid a grounding call. That's the only thing I can think about is what he's thinking. But he was outside the box. He didn't need to do that.
I'm impressed McClendon caught it. No way he expected that football to wind up in his belly. There's Fournette for the first. Down to Lisa.
And Steve, just think about how much time and effort players put into their celebrations. That interception celebration, I had to know where that came from. I just went over to the bench, said, whose idea was that? Apparently, JPP.
Steve McClendon is tied for the second heaviest player with a pick this season. Angelo Blackson, the Bears defensive tackle, he had an interception. He goes 315. McClendon's only 310. They keep stats. They keep track of that stuff. Here's Brady. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. A little conversation. Dexter Lawrence and Tom. Hey, we've seen some big boys catch the football tonight, right? So there's McClendon. And there was Andrew Thomas. Amazing. The Thomas catch is the only touchdown the Giants have tonight.
Yeah, you just start to wonder about whether or not you really need to run that variation of screens when you have some matchups that are favorable for you from an offensive perspective for the Giants that they just don't seem to be being able to exploit.
See, the official stepped in for substitutions. And the Bucs will spend a timeout. 24-10 lead.
Well, we talked with Jason Garrett the last time we did the Giants about those decisions from Daniel Jones. Late in the down decisions. That's what he talked about. And there were some issues when the Giants played the Bucs last year on Monday Night Football. And after that game, Jason Garrett sat him down and said, listen, man, you cannot afford to make those kinds of decisions late in the down and risk the football. And he also sat him down and showed him about 150 clips of great play from Daniel Jones where you can't do it any better. And he thought that he had turned the corner. The rest of last year, he protected the ball a little bit better, and earlier this year. But that play is a microcosm of what Daniel Jones has struggled with in the National Football League.
Brady. Too low that time for Evans. And again, the evaluation process of Daniel Jones has been a little bit tricky because of the players who have been around him. Garrett said, listen, he physically has all the tools, mentally as well. The environment we create around him has to be better. He went back to Troy Aikman, Tony Romo, Dak Prescott, all great quarterbacks who played even greater with great environment and players around him. But the shiny toys are out there tonight for the Giants as skill weapons, skill receivers.
And you've seen it in flashes. You've seen flashes of them being able to move the football. It's the consistency with the decision-making at the quarterback position and otherwise.
Pressure. Brady had to unload and gets it to Bernard. Had Ellerson Smith right in his face, the rookie out of Northern Iowa.
So in contrast, watch Tom Brady. He knows what to do late in the down. If something goes haywire, I know right where to go with the ball. That's the difference between great quarterback play and average quarterback play. And average quarterback play gets everybody fired. The head coach, the coordinator, everybody.
Here's Suckup. Hit earlier from 25. And this would be a 40-yard attempt. To make it a 3-score game with 3:53 to go in the third quarter.
Pass on point like Brady. Pass on point like Brady. Pass on point like Brady.
Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and the Seahawks. See what they have left in the tank. They'll take on Taylor Heineke, Terry McLaurin, and your Washington football team. WFT, they got 2 wins in a row. They're hot.
Why does Heineke have to have a picture with the Band-Aids on his forehead? Like he's trying to make him look tougher than he is, or like
it's been a rough season.
He has been playing.
He's awesome.
He gave this team here, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, fits. With his scramble ability, throwing ability, leadership, toughness. He's got it all.
I can't wait to watch him.
There was that 19-play drive at the end of the game last week that everybody was buzzing about. Brady couldn't get the football back. Washington had a 10.5-minute, 19-play drive to seal the game. And Levante David said they had some nasty meetings in the defensive room here in Tampa on Monday.
54's mine. Go. There we go. Go.
Barkley waiting for him to rip one. Tryon Shoyinka made the stop, gain of 12 for Saquon, and that is his longest run tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be frustrated. Hasn't really got anything going. And I think he thought he had a lot more green grass there. Got caught from behind. Good to see him back healthy.
Go! He's 30 Tigers, 30 Tigers, 30 Tigers. Hey, 54's Mike! 54's Mike!
Booker's in there now. Ross and Tony switch spots. Now they settle.
Boy.
With one on the play clock. And it's Devontae Booker.
All that to do that?
Yeah. And no gain.
Sitting there watching Saquon Barkley over there on the sideline, and it looks like, you know, you just wonder, did that ankle get clipped on that long run? See, it looks like he's over there thinking about it a little bit and testing it, and you see the trainer standing over there next to him. Hate to see that.
54's Mike! 54's Mike! Pause it! 54! 45 middle! 45 middle! Go!
Couldn't hook up with Tony, who was wide open middle of the field. There's a flag. See if it's on Will Hernandez.
Holding, offense, right guard. That penalty's declined. Result of the play brings up third down.
Got his arm up again around the neck of the defender again.
Yeah, you see him, he just grabs Nunez Roche as he's working the outside rip move. Once you get on the edge, that's a lot of times what offensive linemen will resort to in order to prevent the sack. That's just an easy call, though.
Third and 10. Giants trying to stay on the field.
This is exactly where they don't want to be. Third and long distance like this.
Try to stay on the field and stay in the game. Jones completes. It's Tony. Let's see where they spot him. I think his forward progress was enough for the first down, but he makes the move to go backwards.
A great effort from Antoine Winfield. Tries to get him down, and once now he's on his own, so there's no more forward progress, and Winfield just stays with it and gets him on the ground.
This is the matchup in the slot where Todd basically has safety corner hybrids, like Antoine Winfield playing in the slot. That's the matchup they have to go after. That's what's yielded them the most explosive plays down the field. They got to continue to try and find 89.
Barkley's back in there on 4th and 2. Jones to the right, in trouble, now throws, able to complete. It's Tony, and he's got the first down. Kadarius Toney, you've seen flashes from him tonight that he could be special.
He's the most electric guy out on the perimeter as far as it's just being a pure football player. And when you talk about late down decision making here, Brian, I mean, that's what you want.
Found one, yeah.
That's what you want.
Back to Barkley. Would indicate the ankle's okay. Flag comes in.
Holding, offense, number 71. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That's Hernandez again.
Hernandez having a tough night, and everybody wants to look at Daniel Jones. And then you look at the play calling with Jason Garrett. But when you have an offensive line that can't block a defensive line, and that's been consistently what's happening, Hernandez, what is that, his second or third holding call? He's gotten,
I think it's 3.
Dominican Sue ran him over and had a sack. So you have to move the pocket. And so Jason Garrett's trying to do all of this when the core fundamental issue with this offense is the interior of this offensive line is not good enough.
And all that's without Vita Vea in the lineup tonight for the Bucs. 1st and 20 now for Barkley. Trying to make the move. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Mike Edwards came up to make sure of that.
Mike Edwards, another one of those corner safety hybrids that Todd Bowles is using down here in the slot. And just watch him drop back into his zone coverage responsibility and then drive downhill on Saquon Barkley. Inside out, wrap him up, get him on the ground. That's the kind of fundamental football that you saw the Giants not being able to execute early. That's the difference between a good defense and a defense that gives up big plays.
2nd and 21. Final seconds of the quarter. Jones. Barkley met immediately by Antoine Winfield. It couldn't bring him down. And a flag comes in. See if that's a block in the back. Barkley got 7.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 86. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 2nd down.
Penalties bogging down the Giants on this drive. 27-10 Buccaneers as we go to the 4th. Brian Greasy, Louis Riddick, and our entire Monday Night Football family. I'm Steve Levy. Wishing you a great week with your family and friends and football and food. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody, in advance as we get to 4th quarter action here in Tampa. The Buccaneers out in front 27-10. Daniel Jones and the Giants trying to hang in there as we open up the 4th, and they start with a 2nd and 28. Bucs rushing 4. Jones has it knocked up in the air. Jason Pierre-Paul got a hand on it. 3rd down.
JPP, just so smart. Just time up the throw, get your hand up in the air, affect the throwing lane of the quarterback. Look, this is one of the most well-coached defenses in the NFL. Great combination of youth and veterans. They're showing why this was the unit that really carried this team to the Super Bowl title against Kansas City last year.
Giants just 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversions tonight. 3rd and 28. Jones rolling, tripped up by Tryon Shainka. And it's out of bounds. Whitehead got a hand on it to knock it away. I think it already would have been out of bounds. Going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the punting unit.
Speaking of Tryon Shainka, that's their 1st-round pick out of Washington, who they believed is going to be the future as far as pass rushers are concerned. Just another one of those guys kind of built like JPP. 6'5", 260 pounds, runs like a DB. The future's bright for that young man.
Dixon on the punt. See if Darden gets a return. And he will from the 12. Right up the middle and out to the 23. Back in 15 seconds after this word from Walmart.
During Walmart's Black Friday deals for days, there's all the best deals. Score Monday online or Friday in store. This season, head to Walmart's Black Friday deals for days.
Buccaneers football. Think about Jason Pierre-Paul and his pain threshold. We talked to Levante David about it. They went together. Fort Scott Community College in Kansas, JUCO teammates. Let's see if we have time to share that story. Brady hands it off. Ronald Jones down the sideline. And so when they were teammates in junior college, again, it's all the talk with Pierre-Paul and dealing with the worst pain of his career right now, a torn rotator cuff. But David said that Pierre-Paul suffered a neck injury, had to be stretchered off the field. And David looks over his shoulder, and there's JPP hopping over a fence, grabbing his helmet, and getting back in the game. All the Buccaneers said there's nobody else like JPP out there. Got carted off the field and came right back as soon as he could. Simply amazing. 2nd down and 1. Jones has the 1st down.
And you think about JPP and how much he means to this defense, and when you have that torn rotator cuff, obviously you're not going to be able to use your arms, and he has that broken finger to rush the passer like you normally do. But I was asking Todd Bowles, he said, we need to have him out there. He adds a presence to our defense because offenses have to account for him, no matter how banged up he is. And when offenses double him, it leaves other guys open for one-on-ones.
Jones running behind Gronk. Down to Lisa.
Yes, Steve. Well, JPP said that everyone keeps asking him, how is he playing with that torn rotator cuff? And his answer is the same. I'm not really sure. He said, yes, it's painful. But he said the injuries that he's had to deal with in the past, very well documented, particularly that 4th of July fireworks explosion in 2015 that severely damaged his right hand. He told me that was the most painful injury by far. So he said it's really just about perspective. And he said, if I can play, I'm going to play.
Brady to throw. That got batted down at the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence got a hand on it. It's like JPP's had two different careers, though, right? Two really good careers. One with the Giants, one with the Buccaneers, and he's been a winning player.
Look, when JPP came into the league, he was the prototype as far as 4-3 defensive ends that you were looking for that could also play in a 3-4 structure like he's playing down here and play in a two-point stance. The absolute prototype, athletic, big, strong, fast, long, and the kind of toughness and football character that he has. Look, he's a program builder, no question about it. And you're right, he has resurrected himself down here and helped set the tone for this organization.
3rd and 8, Brady has a beautifully clean pocket. Wanted to go to Perriman, and Adoree Jackson looked like he could have stepped in front of that for his 2nd interception of the night and his 4th down.
When you look at that 3rd down execution on the part of the Giants, they in flashes can get it done the way you want to get it done. But it's all about consistency. On the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, they just haven't been able to grasp that part of it and get it done. And that's why they keep coming up short more times than not.
Pinion with a perfect punt. The official doesn't even move. He never had to move. It's a 55-yard punt. Giants will start from the 10. And it's Bruce Arians. Could you imagine at Virginia Tech, Bruce roomed with James Barber, who is Tiki and Rondé's dad, and Bruce would help his buddy out by babysitting the Barber twins.
Which one's Rondé, which one's Tiki?
You see Rondé, an all-time legend here with the Buccaneers, and of course Tiki had an outstanding career with the Giants. Both vested interests in this game. I want someone like BA to be babysitting me when I was growing up. That was not the case. I was not thrilled with my parents' choices, quite frankly. Now I'm not sure I let BA babysit my kids, but I think he'd be really cool. He'd be a lot of fun.
Are you kidding me?
Uncle Bruce.
The stories
for days. You wouldn't need video games.
Right. How's your nanny cam?
It says a lot about the Rondé Barber I know these days. Saw him before the game. He's here. They're honoring John Lynch, going in the Hall of Fame at halftime.
On the ground. It's Devontae Booker. You know, Booker played really well in the absence of Saquon Barkley. Probably deserves a lot more attention. He really kept the Giants in this whole thing. He led, coming into this game, he led all skilled position players for the Giants in touches, and they would have been a real problem spot if they didn't have a Devontae Booker while Barkley was out.
Yeah, and they didn't know if he was going to be able to go for this game. He had a hip injury last week, and but they need him because you don't want Saquon Barkley coming off injury to go out there and play 100% of the snaps.
Jones throwing underneath, and that's Tony, hit immediately by Jamel Dean.
So we came into this game talking about the secondary for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the last two games, you know, they have not played the caliber of championship defense that they're used to. And they got Sean Murphy-Bunting back tonight. And they added some pieces, obviously bringing Mike Edwards in and playing more. And they have played solid tonight. You got to give them credit.
Still waiting on Carlton Davis, their number 2 corner. He's eligible to come off. They hope to activate him maybe come tomorrow. Jones the handoff, Booker again, and he'll have first down yardage. 10.5 to go here in the 4th.
And when they get Carlton Davis back, there'll be some decisions to be made by Todd Bowles because Sean Murphy-Bunting was their number 1 nickel. And now Mike Edwards has come in and he's played some nickel and a great zone defensive player. They've also used Antoine Winfield at nickel. Todd told us we have 4 nickels. And so they got if they can make it through all these injuries, they're going to have a lot of guys with a lot of experience and versatility for the stretch season.
That's the key, the versatility, how he's cross-trained them all.
Pressure, knocked off the hands and intercepted. Off of Devin White, and Edwards, you're just talking about him, comes up with a pick.
Well, that's just getting in a good spot. You're going to see Mike Edwards right here, just buzz out to the flat, playing with good vision. You see Devin White get the great break on the ball, and then once again, tips, overthrows. That's how defensive backs live. That's why this football team is defending Super Bowl champions.
Edwards became just the third player in Bucs history to have 2 pick sixes in the same game. Rondé Barber did it, and Dwight Smith did it in Super Bowl 37. Pretty impressive. Edwards just had to settle with the interception. Doesn't get the touchdown. Here's Evans for Tampa Bay.
Look, going back to the interception, watch guard Matt Skura here against Steve McClendon, and just watch how he gets beat to his inside, and it forces Daniel Jones off his spot. And when he starts moving, look, Devin White as an underneath zone defender starts moving, and he just shifts his zone a little bit to the left, gets his hand on the football. There's always a story behind every interception. It's not always just on the quarterback, although that's the easy target. But the Giants are going to have to fix this offensive line. They just are. Otherwise, Daniel Jones, for all his flaws, he will never be able to shine if he's going to be under duress like that more times than not.
They've been saying that for a long time, too.
Absolutely. They sure
have. Fix that offensive line. Here's Brady off the hand of Cameron Brate. Would have been a great catch. 3 turnovers tonight for the Giants.
Look, 9 incompletions tonight when Daniel Jones has been pressured, tied for the most in his career. It doesn't always mean you have to sack the quarterback in order to affect the quarterback. You put pressure on him, you make him move, you make him feel unsettled in the pocket.
Something going on with Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Big catch, he kind of took himself off the field.
Fournette on the ground. See if we can see what happened to Mike Evans.
He kind of takes himself out. You see how he goes lateral there? I mean, that's not normal. Maybe he tweaks something. Now he's back out on the field. That's a good sign.
Brady's over 3,000 yards for the season, over 300 yards passing tonight. 302 and counting. 3rd down and 9. Another trip to the red zone. With 8.5 to go. Perriman for 5.
Yeah, Ryan Jensen is starting to, he's continuing to finish plays, and Leonard Williams and Dexter Lawrence, they don't like it. And John Perry, this is where you got to get ahead of it, right? You got to make sure that these guys in a 17-point game don't get out of control.
Right.
Ryan Suckup on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the night. Already been good from 25 and 40. This will be from 30 yards away. Got it through. 20-point Tampa Bay lead. 7:44 to play. Been a rough week 11 for home teams coming into this one here tonight. Home team's just 5-9. The home team looks to be in pretty good shape here in Tampa. 20-point lead over the Giants. 7:44 to play. Touchback time now for our Burger King king of the moment. Let's look at that Buccaneers defense.
Yeah, they've been getting constant pressure on Daniel Jones. They've used some creativity, double A's, which is just guaranteeing a one-on-one for Dominican Sue on Will Hernandez. Great design by Todd Bowles. And then, Lewis, you mentioned this, just getting pressure up the middle from McClendon affects the structure of the defense. That's a bad decision from Daniel Jones, but it's also a problem with protection on the interior of this offensive line.
3 takeaways tonight, only resulting in 6 points. Giants defense in those short fields able to hold Tampa to field goals in those spots, and Jones was under instant pressure. 2nd and 10. Golston got there. And again, I don't think we can say it enough. This is a Bucs defense that is doing this without Vita Vea, who might be the most underrated defensive player in the league. He means so much. Had injuries last year. Remember, he came back late in the season. Was such a big factor to help them win the Super Bowl. 2nd and 10. Jones able to get rid of that cleanly. It's Darius Slayton. Got 5. Levante David.
And Bruce Arians was telling us about Vita Vea, about how he went in to get the MRI on his knee, and they thought the worst. And when Vita got the news, he came out of the MRI, he actually started crying. That's how much
tears of joy.
Yeah, he was elated, excited to be able to come back whenever that is, and this defense needs him.
Todd Bowles said Vita Vea, the difference is he beats double teams. Everybody else takes on double teams. That's a massive difference for a massive guy. There's 3rd and 5. Jones couldn't really get anything on it. Going to be 4th down. There's Vita Vea in the pregame, and
he wanted to play tonight.
And it was a late issue. Like, everybody thought he'd be ruled out. They waited until the last possible moment. And Arians said, just give me one practice this week. And he said, I had to throw Vea out of here. He wants to practice every single day, wants to work, and is a joy to be around.
We talked to Levante David. He said, look, it makes all the difference in the world when he is in there. It makes their job just so much easier. Run and hit, flow on the second level. Blockers don't get up to us. I mean, you hear people talk about that all the time in football. But Vita's one of the very best.
He said they like to flow and fly. I love that saying.
Dixon punt is for 50. Tom Brady through the years. Look at his album covers. Very similar to Adele. Uses his age for album covers. And people are saying, wait, what's an album cover? What's an album? What's a record? This is amazing. Tom Brady, more touchdown passes than Roger Staubach, Bart Starr, and Sid Luckman, only if you include Brady since the age of 40. Now, I know the game has changed, the passing offense, I get all that, but that is amazing. And so Tom will watch the rest of this one as Blaine Gabbert checks in. And first opportunity to hand off to Keyshawn Vaughn for 3 yards, and the Bucs will start emptying the bench with 6.5 to play.
Now, you know you've done some work as an athlete when they chop your career up into decades and then to compare it to people's lifetime achievements. Well, yeah, in my 40s, I was this good compared to you in terms of your entire career. Look, he's just so
those were all Hall of Famers.
Exactly, and you're right. I mean, the game has changed a ton, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's just extraordinary. I mean, he's once in a lifetime. Just don't know if we'll ever see what he's done ever again.
Gabbert hands to Perriman. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Crowder and Ragland made sure of that. And listen, we talked to Tom, and you get no sense he's close to wrapping this baby up either, right?
Why?
Right.
The thing that always...
He's still the best quarterback in the NFL at the age of 44.
The thing that always amazes me and that I always am in amazement about is the beginning, how it started for him. It wasn't you come in, first-round pick, top 10 pick, we hand it to you, we build everything around you, and you're given every opportunity. Everything he's gotten, he's earned. Every single thing. A self-made guy who had the benefit of working for one of the greatest coaches of all time as well.
That's a great promo from Man in the Arena if you meant to do that, Lewis, and I'm not sure you did. Gabbert's going to go down, and that's the first sack of the night. Tom Brady had 46 dropbacks, was not sacked once tonight. Gabbert's in there for a cup of coffee, and he goes down.
This is what you love, is the accuracy and the understanding not to throw your tight end into a roll corner, the accuracy on deep overs, and being able to trust. Now, I'm going to throw that ball, and if it's not caught by Gronk, it's an interception, and that's being on the same page. Here it is again, same thing. He's thrown 2 interceptions on plays like that this year. He did it once against the Saints. P.J. Williams took it back to the house, and he had another one last week but he's been through so much, and the trust with Gronkowski is there to go right back to the well.
Fair catch, Pharaoh Cooper. They will start just barely inside Tampa Bay territory. So I think we can all agree, and we get into this every week. It's such a week-to-week league. So the 2-game losing streak with Tampa Bay, nobody's concerned about that anymore. Everybody's back on board. And so, why can't the Buccaneers be the class of the conference anymore?
There's no question they can. I mean, everybody's had bad games. Not every team is going to go through and blow everybody out, right? Like the Green Bay Packers have had down games. The Cowboys have had down games. The Cardinals lost to the Carolina Panthers. By the way, everybody's going to have those games. The Titans has theirs.
Titans just lost to the Texans.
Yeah, look, Tom, I think he said it best. We're trying to figure out what our formula is, and sometimes that takes longer for certain teams. And when they have hiccups, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden fundamentally they're disintegrating. It just means that they're figuring things out along the way.
They were 7-5 last year.
That's right. And in that 7-5, they lost Week 9, 38-3 to the Saints. And then went on the great run, of course, and then they wound up blowing out the Chiefs, 31-9, chasing Patrick Mahomes all around this yard right here at Raymond James. 2nd and 5. Pressure's picked up. Jones got rid of it.
Now, all these losing streaks are not made the same. The Bucs had a 2-game losing streak, but the Saints have had that 3-game losing streak, and that looks very different than what the 2 games that the Bucs have been on. So that's in their division, and that's been their Achilles heel, at least in the regular season. They beat them in the postseason a year ago, but I think the NFC South now obviously has tipped way in the Bucs' favor.
Yeah, I think the Saints are operating at a deficit offensively.
Yeah.
That hard work isn't necessarily going to pull them out of it.
Hey, that was not a catch by Galladay, by the way. He caught it already out of bounds. So Galladay remains with 1 catch on the night. And 3rd and 5, and Jones will be taken down. First sack of the night for the Buccaneers. And it's Anthony Nelson who got there.
You're going to see him just come off the high side with the speed rush. You see he's able to just get up underneath Andrew Thomas, and Andrew Thomas gets his shoulders turned. It's just been the way the night has gone for the Giants offensive line in terms of pass protection.
Jones going to be swallowed up and taken down. Cam Gill got in there. 2nd-year player out of Wagner.
This time it's just Will Hernandez just getting bull rushed and getting put on his heels.
You got guys like Cam Gill and O'Connor getting pressure.
Yeah, I mean, when the pocket gets assaulted and gets collapsed like that, you have no shot. You just have no shot. And look, in the Giants' defense, they've had some injuries at the offensive guard position. They don't have their frontline players in there. But there's just no way for Daniel Jones to be able to find any comfort in the pocket tonight. And it just makes all the questions that they're going to have to answer as far as this football team all the more important.
Gabbert and the Bucs will take over and chew on this clock. Give Vaughn another touch. So you think about the 10 points the Giants have, right? Their touchdown drive, if you will, was 5 yards off the interception. And then they go to Andrew Thomas. I mean, nothing about this game is how the Giants drew this up in practice all week. And they just can't score. And the Giants are hearing about it. This could be another long week for the Giants, you would think. They will go home and host the Eagles. And Philadelphia looks like they've turned their entire season around.
They had a pound. That's right. They have really ramped up their running game. And it has changed everything for Jalen Hurts. The defense is playing better.
Taking pressure off, yeah.
Much different looking football team than when we saw them earlier in the season against Dallas. Much different.
Remember, the Chiefs had their losing streak, and people are ready to fold on Kansas City, and we've seen Patrick Mahomes and company bounce back nicely. And so Tom can have a smile. He's watching the rest of this one. Put their 2-game losing streak in the rear view. 2-minute warning in Tampa.
Does it
What's strong with me? I know when I'm ready to run.
What's strong with me? I can find strength in a rest day.
What's strong with me? Some nights I sleep so well, I'm ready for anything.
Find out what's strong with you with Daily Readiness on Fitbit. You might want to hang on.
This Wednesday,
I have an amazing, magical family.
Disney invites you on an adventure
The house is in danger!
you can only see in theaters. Disney's Encanto, rated PG, only in theaters Wednesday.
Get all your breakfast faves like hash browns for a few bucks. Only on the McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu.
Whoa. Every week, millions of fantasy football players need to be confident they're making the right decision.
What's up with CeeDee Lamb?
How does ESPN help them make smarter trades and set the right lineup?
Does this look bad?
I don't know, I'm not that kind of doctor.
IBM Watson. By analyzing everything from player stats to expert opinions, Watson cuts through the noise to deliver game-changing insights.
Boomer Bust says CeeDee Lamb is going to boom.
To keep ESPN at the top of the fantasy sports world.
He's good.
What can Watson do for your business?
America! After the past year-ish, everyone deserves something new. So, AT&T is giving everyone our best deals on every iPhone, including the iPhone 13 Pro with its amazing camera, like everyone that worked from home or welcomed a new family member.
They're all the dogs.
Our deals are for everyone.
It's not complicated. AT&T is giving new and existing customers our best deals on every iPhone, including up to $1,000 off the Epic iPhone 13 Pro.
I'm Scott Van Pelt. Coming up on Monday Night Postgame, presented by Abbott. Tom Brady and the Bucks on their way to breaking the two-game slide. We'll hear from both teams what to expect from the Bucks the rest of the way. For now, we get it back out to Tampa. Guys?
All right, Scott, we'll see you soon. And all will be well in the world and all will be right in the world tomorrow night. Our friend Dick Vitale will be back on the air tomorrow night, starting his 43rd season covering college basketball. When Dickie V's involved, it's got to be number one versus number two. And can't wait to hear our friend call that game from Las Vegas tomorrow night.
The original PTPer?
Yes. And he's such a fixture down here, right? Who's a bigger fan of Tampa Bay everything than Dick Vitale?
Look at that strike right down the middle.
Yeah, it looks like he reached it no problem, doesn't it? I always wonder if I could reach home plate, if I'd be one of those guys who'd be on the bloopers.
He's brought so many smiles to so many people through college basketball, and smiles to kids who are fighting cancer. And Dick's going through his own battle, and we're all behind him, and he's got this licked for sure. One of Tampa's favorite sons, Dick Vitale. On 4th and 6, there's Gabbert, able to complete to Tyler Johnson. And just what the Buccaneers need, they get whatever they need. Pick 8.
So you see something as simple as roll out, hit the speed out, they get a first down. I mean, you just wonder, like, on the flip side, why aren't the Giants able to, like, complete basic rudimentary passes like this and get some kind of rhythm going with their frontline players? It's just a stark contrast in terms of where one program is at and where the other is at.
Speaking of where these Bucks are going next week, I'm really interested to see they're going to Indianapolis and playing the Colts, who, man, what a game, what a performance they had against the Bills. And Jonathan Taylor, can't wait to see him up against this defense.
Taylor's injected himself into the MVP conversation.
Ever since he ripped it up against Baltimore in our Monday night broadcast, he has just been on a roll, an absolute roll.
But look at that, 2 games against the Panthers and the Jets. They got the Jets, so this is not the most difficult closing schedule for the Bucks.
You're being kind. Bruce Arians won't call his team very dumb tonight. They look pretty smart. Just the one turnover. Played some defense. Totally shut down the Giants' offense. Snapped that 2-game losing streak. And the Buccaneers come away with a 30-10 victory.
Good luck to you, big guy. Take care.
Gronk returned in a big way. Next Monday night, don't miss the Seahawks visiting Washington. And the Monday night postgame presented by Abbott is coming up next here on ESPN. One way or the other, you will hear from Tom Brady. Phil Dean is our producer. Jimmy Platt is our director. For John Parry, Lisa Salters, Louis Riddick, Brian Greasy, and the entire Monday Night Football family, I'm Steve Levy. Thanks for watching. Wish you all a terrific Thanksgiving. So long from Tampa. Here's Scott Van Pelt.
Thanks so much, guys. Coming up on Monday Night Postgame, presented by Abbott. Head right back to Tampa. Full reaction. Lewis and Brian standing by. We'll hear from Tom Brady. Ryan Clark breaks down how Gronk impacts that Buccaneers offense as he's back on the field and pitching in a significant way. That's coming up in 3 minutes.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.